Look what time it is, boy. Hey, anyway. I've mentioned this book before. Pimp by Iceberg Slim. I swear on Pimp by Iceberg Slim with my left hand and my right hand and both hands like a sandwich. Bah! With the pimp slap. Bah! With the back pimp slap. I got something serious to talk about, okay? And it is Nihongo de shigoto, okay? Shigoto ga aru. Oh, here's a reenactment. No one calls each other. You text. Konshu nani suru? Or, asobitai. Isho ni asobitai means hang out. Literally means play, but it means like, I like that word, play. But it means hang out. So, man, I got friends here in Awa land, Tokushima. I haven't seen them months, year or more. I mean, it's not uncommon people don't see their siblings for like maybe once a year, years. I met an Oji-san, older fella, yesterday. His daughter moved to New York. He hadn't seen her for 30 years. 30. My man's 82. By the way, he drinks, he said, I don't know how much, some sake in the morning, sake at lunch, and for dinner, or at night. Smokes and all that. He's an old school fisherman. Look happy. He was walking to Machigate. But what I want to say is this. Many people say, jikan nai, jikan nai, jikan nai. You say, nani are isogashi? Shigoto kare isogashi. Busy from work. But, and I've talked to many friends here, people, international people, Nihonjin from Japan, people, Awa people, Kengai Hito, people outside from Tokushima, live in Tokushima, and unanimously agree that, well, basically, not everybody, you can't stereotype, but in Japan, it's job, family, everything next. And I would argue sometimes it's shigoto, shumi, kazoku. So job, hobby, family. Because you ask some people, what are you doing? Or text, oh, they're going golfing for 3 hours on their day off. Or, you know, they got some fancy hobby. Or some hobby. Okay, I'm just saying hobby, all right? Wearing fake gold chains, that's a hobby. So, but international people here are like, I ask them from Turkey, from Philippines, from Indonesia, Vietnam, China, Italia, like daitai, kazoku, shigoto, and then whatever. But, you know, you make time for things you care about, and that's it. I know it's difficult, Nihon de taihen, but shigoto hataraki sugi wa dare no tameni, dare no tameni. Who's it for? For family? For the boss? You know, for shacho? Because, like, we had someone close by talk to us the other day, you know, telling us they didn't feel well. Older person, like, it could be it. They don't know. But none of us ever know. So if you're not making time for the people that are most important, or just time for yourself, number one, then you don't know. Might be your last chance. And I don't think, because people here in Japan will say, Nihonjin wa nani nani suru, like all Japanese do this. And number one, I never believe anything anybody says about X group does this. There might be tendencies, but no one group does anything 100%. So people, there's always outliers. There's always exceptions, and there's always things that, you know, people just make up. So anyway, take time for those important around you. Make the time. You got to make it. You got to fight for it. I tell people here too, there's much more union activism strikes in Europe as compared to the U.S., although in the U.S. it's going up. And the strikes and the labor actions are because people don't have time, the health, and the material resources to take care of themselves and their family. So if you work and you're working overtime to your own demise, which work is the number one reason why people get sick, die, get injuries, you name it. So they don't often print that, but it's work. It's not alcohol, accidents. I mean, those are things people do because they got PTSD from work. So I hope more people can reach out to each other. Shigoto hataraki sugi shinai de kudasai. Ichiban daiji wa jibun kokoro kara mawari hito, family, friends. Get to know your community. There used to be, even here in Tokushima, is countryside. People used to look each other in the eye, say, ask how you doing. And I took African Studies class at Contra Costa College from an OG, one of my teachers who was part of the original ethnic studies protest at San Francisco State. She's still a teacher, I believe, at Contra Costa. But I had research about the Dogon people, one of the oldest indigenous groups in Africa. And whenever they came upon somebody, you had to go down and ask, how's the family? How's all your ancestors to the last person? Then they would joke around. They would insult each other like, oh, I see you still got chicken legs and a buffalo butt. And it's hilarious. They did all that. They had, agriculture. And the biggest things I love, because this continues to today in most countries, they had the markets. In the market, people sold, extra stuff, but they drank the local brew. Dogon people, look them up. There's people from the Dogon group in Mali and different neighboring countries there. But that's from the deepest, heart of probably where most of us get at least some ancestry at one point or another. And by the way, the Dogon discovered a star, unseen but felt, which only in modern times they could actually confirm through modern technology that it existed. The Dogon people, again, coming out of West Africa. So greet each other, make time for each other. Time is, made up by us, but there's no time like the present. It's so cliche, but it's so true. One love, seize the moment, seize the time. Now's the time. If you're not making it a priority now, it's probably just not a priority. So get to it. Let's do it. One love, kulev. Mina, arigatou gozaimasu. Itsumo daiji ni suru. Take care. And spend your time wisely.